Over the last 2 years, a specific anxiety has taken hold of the labor market. It is the persistent fear that the moment an algorithm learns to do a task, the human worker sitting at a desk becomes obsolete. The assumption is that basic programming, initial drafting for marketing copy, and the routine administrative grunt work that makes up a typical junior role are easily automated away by large language models. But actual financial records tell a different story. By combining Ramp's corporate credit card spending data with Revelio Labs' workforce tracking, we get an empirical look at what companies are actually doing with their money and their headcount. This chart tracks entry-level headcount share based on AI adoption intensity. It contradicts the standard narrative. Heavy AI spenders are actively increasing junior hiring. Look at the trajectory. 24 months after high-intensity AI adoption, companies see a roughly 6 percentage point increase in entry-level roles. This creates a strange paradox in the data. Is artificial intelligence creating new jobs, or is there an economic ghost hiding in these numbers? To dissect this, we have to isolate the mechanics of the timeline. The horizontal axis tracks the months immediately following the decision to adopt AI, measuring exactly what happens to the workforce from month 0 to 24. While the heavy adopters see growth, the low-intensity adopters show a different trend. Over that same 2-year window, companies largely ignoring AI experience a slight half percentage point decline in their junior staff share. To understand why this divergence exists, we need to test a few theories against the data. We'll start with the most obvious one: direct causation. Direct causation suggests that having access to artificial intelligence software makes an entry-level worker more valuable to their employer. The logic is straightforward. A new hire who knows how to leverage a large language model produces the volume and quality of work normally expected from a mid-level employee. Because the return on investment for that junior role increases, the company is incentivized to hire more of them. If this first hypothesis holds up, AI is acting as a lever for worker productivity. But we must also look at the data from a more skeptical angle. That brings us to hypothesis 2, the hidden variable. We have to ask if buying AI software is simply a byproduct of something else. The Ramp spending data gives us a profile of a high-intensity AI adopter. These are typically cash-rich, tech-forward companies experiencing rapid growth across the board. In this scenario, company growth acts as an engine behind the numbers. A booming startup with a massive budget decides to purchase enterprise AI tools, and because they are expanding, they also hire 50 new junior analysts. The software itself does not trigger the hiring. The company's expansion independently drives both decisions at the same time. Then there is hypothesis 3, sample bias. Because this dataset comes from Ramp, a modern financial platform, it indexes tech startups and digital agencies. It might not reflect the hiring patterns of traditional manufacturing plants or large retail chains. We cannot definitively prove which cause is doing the heavy lifting, whether it's worker productivity, underlying business growth, or a quirk of the dataset. But the magnitude of the data forces us to reevaluate our baseline assumptions. When you put all 3 of these hypotheses on the table, the 100% truth remains elusive. However, we can use these findings to shatter the doomsday scenario. The data clearly shows that bringing artificial intelligence into a company does not lead to a massacre of junior headcount. This suggests that young professionals should reconsider where they look for their first career opportunities. The data reveals a growing split. While traditional companies show a slight stagnation in junior hiring, the companies integrating AI are rapidly absorbing a larger share of the entry-level workforce. This suggests that if AI adopters continue to scale their headcount while others remain flat, they will represent an increasingly large share of the market for junior talent. Entry-level jobs are not disappearing from the economy. They are shifting away from companies that avoid new technology and pooling into the sectors that embrace it.